The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, it is TGIF, y'all, and welcome back to Coffee Time with BlindUnited. Man, we appreciate y'all showing up and doing what you do with us. So again, I got my folks Pedro and Carol with me this morning. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. TGIF.
TGIF, ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully y'all got something planned. Pedro and Monica, they out every weekend doing something.
I guess, but not this weekend. Not this weekend. We don't got nothing. The only plans I got is doing some work and going to the gym with my son.
Hey, well, I'm working as well, and as I discussed yesterday, y'all please, for those that get on the email list or on the email list, or you go over there, check us out on Facebook, whatever, into our Blind United interest groups. Again, there's a way there to help support us with the current fundraiser we're doing, and Double Good Gourmet Popcorn, y'all. It's really some good popcorn, man.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it is a good gourmet popcorn. All the popcorn is pretty much pop to order per se. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they got a warehouse full of popcorn just sitting there waiting to ship out. No, they make it according, to whatever is ordered, that kind of thing. So it's that way. It's nice and fresh. The quality is really, really good. And it goes towards a great cause, man. Like I said, everything we do here at Blind United, we do for free, right? But this stuff ain't free to us.
Right.
We got all these various platforms we got to pay for, whether it's the StreamYard we're doing this on, or whether it's Zoom, or, all that kind of stuff. Again, sponsor, where we do our scholarships, all that other kind of stuff. So again, we got to do fundraising in order to make all that happen for all of you guys. So if you don't, if you can, please support. If you don't like popcorn, hey, we always got them T-shirts are still for sale. So you can come grab one of them as well. We try to do something to where, not only are you helping out a great cause, but you get something in return. With popcorn, you get popcorn. With a T-shirt, you get a T-shirt, right? So again, either way, you get something to put in your hand, something, tangible you can hold on to. And, popcorn, you ain't going to hold that too long. You're going to eat that.
If you want to donate, we are a 501.
Well, we are 501(c), so like I said, we ain't going to turn down no donations, $5, $50, $5 million, whatever. It's all good.
And with the popcorn now, I used to be a huge chip lover, but chips have so much salt. With the popcorn, you got the fiber, and it's not that much sodium in it, and it's good, So, I can't wait. I can't wait to get my bags.
It's really, really good. So, again, help us out any way you can. We really, really, really would appreciate it. Right quick, we got one interest group tonight, and that is our descriptive movie night, and tonight we will be showing the movie Sinners. So
a good one, guys. Oh wow.
So come on out, get your popcorn.
No pun intended.
Whatever your favorite snacks, whatever, for watching a movie or listening to a movie, however you want to phrase it. Beverages, all that good stuff. Whatever your favorite party favorites are, make sure you got them all ready to roll at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The movie generally starts around 6:05. I try to give people 5 minutes to get into the Zoom room and get themselves settled, and we'll get started with it. So,
It's a
all right.
good movie, guys. I watched it already on the
I haven't
theater.
seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait to hook it up to my, speakers, and I have the surround sound, and it's like I'm in the theater. So I love
Yeah.
every Friday night
I
movie.
believe
Ooh.
Michael B. Jordan's in it. Good
Oh, okay,
actor.
okay. Yeah, again, I haven't seen it yet, so please don't spoil it for me.
No, no, no.
I'm not
Not
gonna
gonna say
spoil it.
one
I'm just
word.
telling you the actor.
You gonna like it.
Okay.
You're gonna like it, yeah.
So anyway, let's jump into this first article. I know you do Pedro YouTube stuff. Carol, I know you do some of it. Have you guys ever heard of Caught in Providence?
Mm, no, no.
Judge show. Okay,
Oh, okay, okay.
that's a judge show. Well, this gentleman, man, I've watched him. He's but again, he's always been a very fair judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And well, let's check this story out, man. Y'all ain't gonna believe the way this judge is. Check this out.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. Judge Frank Caprio, a legacy of justice with heart. In a world where courtroom drama often centers on harsh rulings and stern faces, Judge Frank Caprio stood out, not for his authority, but for his humanity. Known globally as the nicest judge in the world, Caprio's legacy is one of compassion, fairness, and a deep belief in the goodness of people. Born in Providence, Rhode Island, to Italian immigrant parents, Frank Caprio's journey began with humble roots. He shined shoes and delivered newspapers as a child, never imagining that one day he'd become one of the most beloved judges in America. But it was precisely that upbringing, grounded in hard work and community, that shaped his approach to justice. Caprio rose to prominence as the chief judge of the Providence Municipal Court, but it was his televised courtroom series, Caught in Providence, that brought his unique style to millions. In each episode, viewers saw more than just legal proceedings, they saw empathy in action. Whether it was waiving a parking ticket for a struggling single parent or offering words of encouragement to a nervous teenager, Caprio's rulings reflected a deep understanding of life's complexities. One of the most memorable moments from his courtroom involved a young boy who appeared with his father to contest a traffic ticket. Caprio asked the child what he thought the fine should be, and when the boy suggested a reduced amount, Caprio smiled and agreed. It wasn't just a heartwarming exchange. It was a lesson in listening, humility, and the power of kindness. The video honoring his legacy highlights not just his rulings, but the philosophy behind them. Caprio believed that justice should be tempered with mercy, and that every person who entered his courtroom deserved to be heard, not just judged. His courtroom became a place where laughter, tears, and second chances were just as common as legal arguments. Even as his fame grew, Caprio remained grounded. He often credited his father, an immigrant fruit peddler, for teaching him the values of kindness and humility. My father told me, "You treat people with dignity and respect, no matter who they are," Caprio once said. That principle guided every decision he made from the bench. Judge Caprio passed away on August 20th, 2025, at the age of 87, leaving behind a legacy that transcends the courtroom. His influence lives on through the countless lives he touched, the stories shared online, and the example he set for judges, lawyers, and everyday citizens alike. His courtroom clips continue to circulate, inspiring new generations to believe in a justice system that listens, understands, and uplifts. For the blind and visually impaired community, his example is especially powerful, a reminder that leadership doesn't require sight, it requires vision. Caprio's approach to justice was inclusive, thoughtful, and deeply human. He showed that the law isn't just about rules, it's about people, and every person deserves to be treated with dignity. As we sip our first cup today, let's reflect on what it means to lead with empathy. Judge Caprio showed us that justice isn't just about laws, it's about compassion, understanding, and the courage to do what's right. And in doing so, He left behind a legacy that will echo far beyond the courtroom. What are your thoughts, Blind United crew? Have you ever experienced a moment where compassion made all the difference? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
So I want to add a little bit more to the story. I mean, there's a video, I didn't put the link in there anywhere, but anyway, this man, not only was he really, really fair, which is what attracted me to his show, right? But he also probably mentored people, youngsters that came into his court, that might have been going in the wrong direction. He pointed them in the right direction. He did everything he could to help them. I mean, he paid a lot of people's fines, again, because they might have been legitimate fines, but because the people, were struggling with other issues and just wasn't financially able, he paid a lot of fines for people. He had I think they said something like 8 different scholarships set up that he paid for, sending people to college. People was trying to get him to come and do speaking engagements and stuff like that. He refused to do it unless they would take the money they were willing to pay him and donate it, to certain causes, right? If they didn't want to donate the money, then he wouldn't do the speaking engagement. You know what I'm saying? They were offering him big money, So, I mean, again, he was just a really, really great guy. I wish there was a lot more people on the planet like this guy. I think that there was a lot more people like him on the bench in the courts throughout the nation. That prisons probably wouldn't be as full as they are. I mean, you got to remember we got more people in prison than all the other prisons on the planet
Yes,
combined.
Yeah.
and
You
and
know,
and they need somebody with compassion. All these people is not all just hardcore criminals. Most of them need
right?
a hand. They don't have a way out. They just need a hand. And yes, I remember this judge and his clips on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, he's known
Yeah,
for being really fair, being understandable, and being compassionate. Something that is missing in our government right now.
It really is.
Compassion.
he's been that
It
way for a
really is.
long time. Go ahead, bro.
And, the amazing thing about it is the era that he came up in. It was so much civil unjust, and it doesn't seem like any of that tainted him as a person. He still wanted to be fair to every individual that came across his path, and sometimes that's hard to do, to be an example and not an excuse, to not overplay what you've been given, but paying it forward. It's so many people that choose not to do that. Look at the administration that we're going through right now. Individuals that have wealth, uh, you know, they should pay it forward, give back. How else did you get to where you're at unless it was something that was just given to you, passed on through generations? But I mean,
Well,
I thought that that was the whole point of being an American. We help one another in times of struggle, in times of mishap or misdirection. We help each other, and sometimes it doesn't always have to be financial. We are one of the most countries that just don't have fathers in homes. And when you have a man that takes time out despite his history, his upbringing, you wouldn't think that somebody like him would make it to where he did, but still showing compassion and being able to direct and help others, not just his own seed, but helping other young men figure out a direction of positivity instead of negativity, despite where you might have grown up or where you might have come from. We need more mentors like that, more men, the big boys program and boys clubs and things of that sort. We need direction as men, because it's just too many women trying to raise men, and you can't do that. So the ones that don't have them in their homes should volunteer if you're able to help some of these young men find direction and path to where prisons won't be overflowing like that, and they'll want to follow in his footsteps and show kindness to others as well.
Well, I mean, you kind of hit on a little bit, earlier on. Like I said, the folks in the current administration, people is currently trying to dictate, how society operates. I mean,
Hmm.
I hate to say it, but they trust fund babies. I mean, uh, uh, I would imagine that 99.9% of them are trust fund babies. It's not that many of them that
And
actually.
and and
uh,
if they're not, they got subsidized by the government by our money.
Well,
Hmm.
one way or the other, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't be mad if you learn how to work the system, but again, the fact is, not everybody is as fortunate, you know what I'm saying? And not, but we're all here together. We're all, one people. We're supposed to be anyway,
Right.
So again, to have somebody like that, there's another one down there by you, Carol. I think his name is Judge Fletcher or something like
Judge
that.
Fletcher, and
Uh,
John Caruso as well. He's a
uh,
tough one, but yeah.
but no, well, Fletcher is one that he does a lot of what they call it probable cause cases. They
Okay.
they come for him just for probable cause,
Mm-hmm.
and to see if they were they had just probable cause to do whatever they did to the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And trust and believe, he don't give them police no way out.
As
Okay?
he shouldn't.
You know what I mean? And
Mm,
I've
yeah, I
seen him
seen
tell
that
a
one too. He gets
yeah.
on them when he like, oh, but you said this on your report. But what you're saying, he holds them accountable.
And
As
even
as he should.
even the people standing in front of him, he'll tell them, well, look, you got away this time because they truly did not have probable cause. But think about it. What in the hell you doing? You on parole out there doing this dirt? You know what I'm saying? Getting yourself
Right.
caught, man. Think about what you're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Moral
Next time,
probation,
it
passing
might not
lights
go
and
that
stuff.
way.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You know,
right.
so, I mean, again, I appreciate people like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and again, like I said, we need more people like that on the bench right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, again, I think it's more. I think what we got more of now is what we talked about in an article a while back, where you know the supremacist folks, they say, you know what, ain't no need in us protesting. Let's just infiltrate the system. And that's what we got, a system full of people that are supremacists. And, and they see a black man come in front of them, and a brown skinned person, a minority come across their bench, they locking them up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The only white folks they really locking up are the ones that are truly, truly guilty of some heinous stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I mean,
Like
it's
Hannibal Lecter or what? That's a joke.
Wow.
You know what joke?
Serial.
You know who I'm clowning at.
oh, I mean, I do. But at the same time, I mean, again, come on now. There's everybody commits crimes. I don't care what color you are, whatever, what ethnic group you come from.
Right.
There, there's criminals in every culture. There's criminals, and I mean, there's assholes in every culture. There's racist people in every culture. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
again, there's no difference, right? We're all the same. We're just different shades. Okay, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
black, white, brown, yellow, red,
Hmm.
whatever, it doesn't
And
matter.
let's think about it like this: if a meteor or some type of threat happens that is gonna have humanity in the edge of brink of extinction, you think those that in that situation we're gonna think color? No,
No.
sir.
Well, I mean, let's go back not too long ago, 9/11, man. I mean, everybody was gray. Couldn't nobody see what color anybody was, right?
Right.
They came
But yet
together and everything.
So much
everybody
ash in
helped
the air.
one
Mm.
another, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what people do. I mean, just like that thing that just happened down you, but Carol, down there
Yeah.
with
The
the
flood.
flood thing. I promise you, it wasn't just white folks out there
Oh
serving.
no. Oh no. And that
You
is
know what
30
I'm
minutes away from me, y'all. I mean,
saying?
that's how close it is. But
Wow.
when we have
So
tragedy like that, it pulls us together. We don't care
people
about color,
come
race.
together.
We don't care about none of that. Your sexual
Any
orientation, whatever religion you know, sir. We don't care about that.
tragedy doesn't see color. Tragedy sees need, and people that have compassion, they're going to step outside their comfort zone and they're going to help regardless. So,
That's right.
anyway, we are at the end of this segment. So let's go ahead and run a couple promos, Pedro, and then we'll get into our next article, my brother.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Hey, coffee time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just 20 in and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause cars. From Jaws with Andy to Hall Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info@BlindUnited or join the pride.
Join the pride.
Well, I mean, again, just another way to help out what we do, y'all. And plus, like I said, you get a nice quality American apparel, 100% cotton t-shirt in royal blue with our logo screen printed in white. I mean, it's really a nice shirt. You know,
I'm wearing mine right now. I wish I could figure out how to turn my camera on. I'll let everybody see it. It is nice. I'm wearing it now.
Hey, baby, I hear you. So, again, just another way to help. So, speaking of help and speaking of people with compassion, you know, we've been dealing with, especially out here in California since June, ICE and their antics and, you know, and all that other kind of stuff. So, check this out. What's going on across the nation with that?
Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. From coast to coast, communities mobilize against ICE raids. Across the United States, communities are stepping up in powerful ways to resist aggressive immigration enforcement actions carried out by ICE. From Chicago to San Jose, from Los Angeles to New York, neighbors, advocacy groups, and volunteers are organizing to protect immigrant families and uphold civil rights. In Chicago, masked ICE agents recently raided an immigration supervision building, detaining migrants who had arrived for scheduled check-ins. Community advocates, tipped off in advance, showed up in force. Rapid response teams, family members, and neighbors confronted the agents, demanding transparency and accountability. Alderman Byron Sigcho Lopez called the operations unconstitutional and emphasized the community's duty to protect neighbors from human rights violations. Meanwhile, in California, grassroots networks like the Rapid Response Network in Santa Clara County are training volunteers to verify ICE sightings and support families during enforcement actions. These networks operate hotlines, dispatch observers, and educate residents about their rights. Power, not panic, is their motto, reflecting a commitment to calm, informed resistance. In San Francisco, groups like NorCal Resist are accompanying immigrants to court hearings and ICE check-ins, offering both logistical and emotional support. Volunteers are trained to observe, not interfere, but their presence ensures that ICE cannot operate in the shadows. "We want to make sure no one disappears without their family knowing what happened," said one organizer. Technology is also playing a role. Apps like ICE Block allow users to report and geotag ICE sightings, alerting others in the area. These tools help communities stay informed and mobilize quickly when enforcement actions begin. Legal advocacy is ramping up as well. Organizations are challenging executive orders that restrict asylum claims and violate due process. Workshops and training sessions are being held nationwide to educate immigrants about their rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to legal representation, and the right to refuse entry to ICE agents without a signed warrant. Schools and places of worship are preparing for potential raids by developing emergency plans and reminding families of their privacy rights. Some schools have begun distributing Know Your Rights materials and establishing childcare plans in case a parent is detained. For the blind and visually impaired community, this wave of activism is a reminder of the power of organized support. Just as these communities are rallying to protect vulnerable neighbors, our own networks of advocacy and solidarity are essential in navigating systems that often overlook accessibility and equity. As we sip our next cup, let's reflect on what it means to be an ally. Whether it's showing up at a courthouse, verifying a sighting, or simply offering a hug in a moment of fear, every act of support matters. Across the country, communities are proving that compassion and courage can stand up to even the most intimidating forces. What are your thoughts, Blind United crew? Have you seen or been part of a moment where community action made a lasting impact? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
All right. Well, right quick, my brother Daniel popped into the comments and he said he'll be getting his popcorn and T-shirts. Ordering them a little bit later on today. He had to go through some changes and get his payment method straight for the T-shirts.
Okay.
But again, he bought some popcorn last year. And he said he really enjoyed it. So again, it's good popcorn. So anyway, man, I'm glad to see it. I mean, this is what community is about. You know what I'm saying? This is not a color thing. I mean, for the people that's doing the damage, it is a color thing. I mean, because they are profiling. I mean, again, they're going after brown folks, right? Simply because they brown. They don't know if they're legal or not. But because they brown, there's a chance they might be illegal. So there we go. And then they got the attitude, well, you know what? We're just going to put them in the net and let the court sort it out later. So that's how we're getting a lot of American people, American citizens are getting locked up within this. You know what I'm saying? And again, ICE don't really care. The folks in the street doing the gathering, you got to wait till they get to the detention center for it to get sorted out. That's illegal detainment. It really is. That's against the law. And I hope that these people get together, and especially our American citizens, right? I hope they get together and they pull up a class action suit against the U.S. government for their actions. I really think there's something that really truly needs to be done. But I'm proud to see that the American people are coming together and, they doing whatever they can to help, folks. The majority of them folks are just here trying to have a better way of life, man. Leave them people alone. Look at what you're doing right now. We got crops rotting on the farms. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got cattle going bad because we don't have the workers to run the cattle through the process. You've industrialized all of this, whether it's farming or cattle or whatever, and then you built that on the backs of these immigrants, and now you're wiping out all the immigrants and sending them back home, and now you ain't got nobody to run your multi-million-dollar business.
And I think it right they're targeted immigrants, but I think this is an overall small step, a stepping stone to their real plans.
Well, authoritarianism.
Yes, because of nationalizing the National Guard of different states and stuff like that. But folks, ICE just got funded with this last bill. It has so much money. It got more money than some of these small country armies. It got
they got more money than any of our military. Okay, they get more money than the Navy. They get more money than the Marines. They get more money than the Army.
And they're under whose control?
And they just out there on cruise control, doing what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like they operate. It's like they're operating, with above the law. I mean, they're just doing whatever they want to do on,
Yes.
these people's orders,
And
and it's wrong. I mean, it's totally wrong. It's
yeah.
100% against our Constitution.
Yes.
You know, I am so glad that, again, right now, Gavin Newsom, he's the one standing up. He's fighting, man. I mean, regardless of what you say about Gavin Newsom, he's fighting his butt off right now for
That
California.
is
Right?
true. Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
agree like 100% with Gavin Newsom. He's not my pick for upcoming president or however I might feel, but he's been fighting the tactics that he's been using. He got Fox News looking like some PC people. They're crying over there. Oh, why is he talking like that? They're looking like they want to censor. They talking about where's his wife at? If I was his wife, no, you're not his
yeah.
wife. First of all, so stop complaining.
Well,
You
he's
know,
making such big news down here to where, California is the example that everybody is watching because of all of everything that's been happening there. Here, I'm sure that, I live next to Hispanic neighbors and they're fearful of going out to work or different little things, and it's like first they were targeting my race, the black person, but of course they're not going to send us back to Africa where they stole us from. I mean, who else going to cook their collard greens? But I'm just saying, it's just awful how things just seem to be. And I'm wondering, when are they going to start targeting us? Because we will never see them coming.
Well, I
You're
mean, again,
brown and
in essence, they are killed. I mean,
mm-hmm,
especially out
mm-hmm,
here. Why? Because we got Jamaicans, we got Haitians, we got
right,
mm-hmm.
Dominicans. You know what I'm saying?
right,
We got a
Indians.
lot of black immigrants here. You
and
know what I'm
right.
and
saying?
and what they're doing now is going to the reserves, to the Indian reserves as well, to the Native Americans reserves. And I was seeing some videos, and there's reports as well of the people that are being hired for ICE. Some with swastika tattoos. There's I was seeing a report about this MMA fighter that posted on his social media that he joined ICE because he wants to body slam people on the floor.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
So
and they're making good money to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so
Right.
like you said, they got the largest budget out of any other of our enforcement. Whether it's like I said, Army, Navy,
Yeah,
Marines,
I heard
Air
that.
Force, whatever. They got, I mean, almost close to what is $800 billion,
yeah, close
man.
to a trillion.
You know what I'm saying? So I
So
mean,
of course
again,
everybody's going to sign up to work for them, whether they agree with what they're doing or not. It's a steady
And
paycheck.
then also they were dangling a $45,000
signing
bonus.
bonus.
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
Why are they giving people bonuses that are taxpayer money? Has
Wow.
not been approved by Congress, has not been approved by the Senate, nothing
That's
like that.
crazy. Crazy.
Well,
I mean,
this
myself
big
personally, I wish I could see, because I wish I could be out there and be able to, even though they got a mask on, right?
Right.
I would love to be able to see how many of them folks are brown.
oh
Mm-mm.
yes it is.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
again, I believe the majority of them are white and being, recruited from within the different, supremacist, militias and all this other kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
and we do know that there's, some other folks that, what, I'm just doing it for the paycheck. You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and another thing they're not talking about is Pat Bondi. I think it's the young lady's name. She's on all these commercials telling people to go back home and turn themselves in. She's all doing this media campaign, and they're not saying that she's spending millions and millions of dollars on that, just on that,
On the campaigns or
just
the
Well,
on
I
the
ads.
mean,
deportation campaign media strategy, I guess is what you could kind of call it. But the thing is, they're mismanaging our money. Our
That's
money.
crazy.
Well, I mean, again, what was the thing they were talking about? Fraud and abuse of the, waste in the
Oh,
finding,
Well, the
But
let
again,
defenses
me
was
tell you what
wasting the
happened
most
there.
money.
New reports state that the person called, and this is air quotes, big balls, unquote. Uh, they uploaded all our social security data to a unsecured
To the point they
cloud
talking
server.
about, to the point to where they are possibly going to need to reissue everyone a new Social Security number.
Yes,
That's
Okay,
crazy.
yes.
Now
it's
they
And
crazy.
just changed them from your digits
but think about
to
this, Carol.
alphanumeric now.
It's
What
like,
now they got to do something different? That's crazy.
yeah, because look, it's like this. It's like they left the safe open for someone. Come on, every person that's the technology expert and stuff like that and works on those things knows to put a password, and a encrypted password. No 8 digits, 20, 30, 40 digits. It needs to be 128 encryption code. We all know that, and I'm not even an expert. So
Well,
this coin
Well, tell
out.
me this: if they give me a new social security number, will that clean my credit up?
Let's put it in Congress. Put it for a vote. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's vote for
uh,
it.
well, they might clean their credit up, but they ain't gonna clean up our credit. How about that?
Ah.
But again, I mean, putting anything in a cloud like that. I mean, we're talking about government information. If you're not keeping the government
And
information within the government
and
and you're allowing it to go outside of the government, you're just opening the door for the everyday
no,
hackers to
l-
just go. I mean, you're
let me.
making it easier for the hackers to get
Ziggity
in there
No,
and
no,
get
boom.
it.
no, no, no. Let me do what they do. Watch. Let me play devil's advocate. Remember, Hillary's server? What they always kept pointing at? An unsecured server without a password, and all these foreign entities could have got in. That's what just happened right here. And you don't
Yeah,
hear
Wow.
none of them saying that. A foreign adversary could go and obtain that. Anyone
yeah.
can go and obtain that and start doing fraud. There is no outrage from the right. But when it was Hillary's basement or whatever, this is just one little server, right? Yes, it's government. Yes. But all of our data's been leaked right now with the whole Doge thing, and no one's talking about it in the right. They're not outraged like they were.
Because they hypocrites, man.
And
Exactly.
that's and they need to take some of the money that they give into the National Guard and work on this computer system so that
No,
our,
no,
our
no, no,
security
no.
can
Hold
be
on,
safe.
Kill. Hold on, Kill. They are screwing the National Guard. Okay, the National Guard. They work on. Let me go here. If they work for 29 days, I believe it is,
Mm.
and then they get reassigned. Guess what? They didn't get no medical insurance and stuff for that. If they got to work on a 30, 31 day time thing. So bottom line, he knows that. So
Wow.
rather than keep them, assigned, right? They
Mm.
change their assignments every 29 days. That way they don't get
They
locked
don't
in
get no
anywhere.
issue. Oh,
That way they don't get them benefits. So he's
man, that
screwing the
is.
own National
Ooh,
Guard.
Damn, are people that will protect the country with their
yeah.
lives, and they're willing to cheat them away from medical support. That's why I always push. We need universal health care in this country.
Oh yeah.
We need it.
Well, we got
Yeah.
veterans sleeping on the ground, on the concrete. So what do you expect them to do with the ones that are actively trying to save us? Come on.
I
Mm.
mean, it's just crazy. So I mean, again, it's they just doing all, man. I mean, come on, you talking about waste and abuse? You're gonna kill the rose garden in at the White House that's been there. I don't know, hundreds of
Two
years or
hundreds,
whatever.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
sure.
decades,
To do
decades.
what? To build a damn ballroom. Okay. Not only that,
Stupid.
you're spending all of these hundreds of millions of dollars to build this ballroom. That sounds like somebody ain't planning on leaving. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Listen to Gavin Newsom, what you're saying. If you pay attention to what this man is doing, he ain't planning on leaving.
No, no.
No.
He's
Okay.
already mobilizing in tactical ways of closing down cities
Well,
when
and
he
that was
wants
another
to.
thing. The National Guard being brought into our cities, he's trying to normalize the National Guard being there so that when the elections come around, now he can just put them into place and do
He
what he
got
wants
he
to
got
do.
control.
And he just federalized some of them, meaning he got control over them, the federal
Mm-hmm.
government.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
Yeah.
don't
anyway,
know.
we're gonna
Hmm.
move on. That's the end of this segment.
He like
Well,
Sade. He's a smooth operator.
no, he ain't that smooth, Kel. He just blatant with it. He just don't care. He just does it right in
No.
front of everybody's face. So
Right.
anyway, Pedro, run me a couple more of these page promos, my brother, and we'll get into this last article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support groups, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual walk. A mile in my shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 50 Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday attacks blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good jingle there, my brother. Again,
I love it.
again, folks, you know what I'm saying. This is what we do out here. This is what Blind United is all about. We're trying to educate society on how we live our life. You know what I'm saying? And the best way to show you is to bring you out there and, you know what I'm saying, put a sleep shade on you and let you, have fun with it, right? Put a sleep shade on you and, let's see if you can do what we do. You know what I'm saying? You're always talking about what we can't do. Well, let's come see what you can do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let's see if you can do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the stuff that y'all do, we can do. Okay. And I'm not going to say you can't do what we do, but at the same time,
Can you do it with your eyes closed?
can you do it with your eyes closed? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the question right there. So anyway, get signed up for that. Come on out, hang out with us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a lot of fun with that. We got these events jumping off with that. It's free. Everything we do is free. You know what I'm saying? Other little parties, events like that, yeah, we charge a little domino fee to come in because those are fundraisers. This one here is more of an outreach, right? So again, come
Advocating.
on,
We're outreaching and advocating.
advocating. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna provide lunch and all that kind of good stuff for you. We got swag bags for you. You know what I'm saying? We got event T-shirts for you. All that kind of good stuff. And by the way, if you happen to be a business owner or know in good with your boss, really, really good, we are definitely seeking sponsorships for this event. We can, you know what I'm saying? It could be Joe's Coffee Shop, Blind United 4th annual Walk a Mile in My Shoes event. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could be John Doe's takes the challenge,
You know, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So again, anything you can do, we'd appreciate it. But we definitely appreciate you showing up. Grab your family members, your friends, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Send letters to your local politicians, right? Your city council people. Tell them, you know what, you guys need to show up over there. You need to
Right.
understand what it's like to live life in my shoes, you know, and so on and so forth. So anyway, speaking of walking a mile in our shoes, right? This
Mm.
next one is really, really crazy. I mean, I don't know if you get a lot of this down there where you at, Carol, but I know here, you know, New York, you know, these big metropolitan areas,
Uh.
they have e-bike rentals.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, the bicycles.
Yeah, the e-bikes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, when people get to their destination, they just drop the bike, get up, and walk off.
Yes, sir. They
They don't
do.
they don't care. Okay. Well, what happens when we got to walk through there?
Trip over.
Okay, check this out.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this third article. Sidewalks or obstacle courses? The hidden hazards of abandoned e-bikes. Across the country, the rise of e-bike and e-scooter rentals has brought a wave of convenience to urban transportation. Riders can unlock a device with a tap on their phone, zip across town, and leave it behind when they're done. But what happens after the ride ends is creating serious problems, especially for blind and visually impaired pedestrians. Rental bikes and scooters are often left in the middle of sidewalks, curb ramps, and building entrances. Riders, either unaware or indifferent to the consequences, drop them wherever they finish their trip. The result? A growing number of tripping hazards and blocked pathways that turn public walkways into unpredictable obstacle courses. For blind pedestrians, these hazards are more than inconvenient, they're dangerous. Without visual cues, a person using a cane or guide dog may not detect a scooter lying across their path until it's too late. Falls caused by these obstructions can lead to broken bones, head injuries, and emotional trauma. In some cases, they can even prevent someone from reaching their destination altogether. Accessibility advocates have been sounding the alarm for years. In cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C., disability rights groups have documented how abandoned scooters make sidewalks impassable for wheelchair users, seniors, and blind pedestrians. Some cities have responded with regulations requiring riders to park in designated zones or face fines. But enforcement is inconsistent, and the problem persists. The legal landscape adds another layer of complexity. Rental companies often include clauses in their user agreements that waive liability for injuries caused by improperly parked devices. That means the burden of safety falls on the rider, and the consequences fall on the pedestrian. In one documented case, a blind woman tripped over a scooter left outside a transit station and suffered a fractured wrist. Her attempt to sue the rental company was dismissed due to the terms of service signed by the rider. Technology hasn't solved the problem either. While some apps now prompt riders to take a photo of their parked scooter, there's little incentive to follow proper parking guidelines. And for blind pedestrians, even a scooter parked neatly at the edge of a sidewalk can still be a hazard if it's not detectable by cane or guide dog. Some cities are experimenting with solutions. In Portland, Oregon, officials have launched pilot programs that use geofencing to restrict where scooters can be parked. In New York City, advocacy groups are pushing for mandatory docking stations to keep sidewalks clear. But until these measures become widespread and consistently enforced, the risk remains. For the blind and visually impaired community, this issue is about more than mobility. It's about dignity and independence. Navigating public spaces should not require constant vigilance against unpredictable hazards. Sidewalks should be safe, accessible, and free of obstructions that put lives at risk. As we sip our last cup today, it's worth asking, who are our sidewalks really for? Public spaces should serve everyone, not just those with perfect vision or mobility. The blind and visually impaired community deserve sidewalks that are clear, predictable, and safe. What are your thoughts, Blind United crew? Have you encountered e-bike or scooter hazards in your neighborhood? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
All right. Well, first off, Tisha popped into the comments and she said, hey, it's Friday, y'all. And then George popped in. He said, "I thought this was a Howard Stern show." So
Hey, Tisha. Hey, George.
We want to make money like they were making money in the 90s.
yeah, why not? So, what sparked me to do this article? I mean, again, I've
Hmm.
known about this issue for a minute,
Hmm.
but I caught a video yesterday where this guy was just really, really upset. I mean, this particular place where he was at, I can't remember exactly where they were, but there's been several accidents caused at, this intersection or whatever due to these bikes and scooters and whatnot. And
Mm.
dude just had enough, man. And he just started going and grabbing them and picking them up and throwing them into one big pile.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And, I mean, I've never been close to one of these rentals or whatever, but I guess, whenever you bump them or whatever, they got some sort of a little beeper sound comes out of them. And
Mm.
every time he get close to the pile, you can hear beep, 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 beep. And then he just steadily piling them up. And he says, you know what? He said, now they got to come out here. They got to sort them out. They got to fix them and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, I mean, again, I ain't
He was
mad at it.
pissed. Hmm.
But again, I remember when my brother George, not George, Greg was in college. It was a big issue down in San Diego at the school because they were just leaving them out in front of whatever building that their class was in, right? And I mean, it took a minute, but with enough advocacy, they finally put up what they call in that geo fence, where now the e-bikes won't go beyond a certain point. They just shut down right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Now, to address this blind lady that fell coming out of the transit center, okay, you don't want to be responsible. I got it. Terms of use kind of thing, whatever, right? But guess what? You know who last used that bike.
Yeah, and somebody needs to be held accountable. How is, you
That's
know,
my point. They could have
to
turned over that person's name, number one, and
Yeah.
let her go after that person. Number two, work out a system where okay, yeah, you talking about you giving them a fine if they don't park them where they should be parked at. Okay, how many times you gonna let them do that? Are you just gonna keep collecting the fines? I say, you know, once, twice, three times, you out. You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to rent any more scooters. It's just that.
Right.
well, you need to set the fine where the person is like, oh, I don't want to pay that fine, and it has to be like a $500 fine, because who want to pay that every time? They're gonna.
Well,
Nobody
look
does.
at what they did to us in L.A., Pedro. Remember when people started first putting the boom booms in their cars?
Hmm.
Again, that first ticket might be, 100 bucks. That second ticket, 250.
Hmm.
Mm.
That third ticket, $1,000. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Every time you got another ticket for that same thing, it just went up and up and up. I
Yes,
mean,
and that was government force, but you know, we like leaving it up to the companies. They ain't gonna do no such thing.
No,
You
I
know what
mean
I mean?
we have bikes down here, and I was surprised, to hear that they're in the community, because I'm like, who's gonna ride a bike?
Don't
But they
get
be gone. But they
Yeah,
have
don't get me
little.
wrong, Carol. If I had some sight, I would have jumped in one of those. Let's see, you're
Oh
in Santa Monica and the beach, and they got them. Oh, I want to go down here to this beach. Let me get in one of these bikes.
yeah.
but
It
they
sounds
do.
dope. It sounds dope in getting around and in the city and all that. But we have to put safety first. We have disabled people in wheelchairs. We have people visually impaired, and like that. Unfortunately, like this young lady, she broke her wrist and she fractured her wrist, and it's all bad. Like, look, if it was her right hand where she was holding her cane, oh my god. Trying to use your cane with your left hand? Oh my god. It's like having one less eye. Think about it. And then
Well, I mean, if you're left-handed, it's cool, but for
I
if
those
you're
I
of us
can I
right-handed
who
can
like
are
I can I, I
majority.
can use my cane with both
exactly,
hands. I practice
so
like that.
anyway,
But
right quick. Tisha says, "Hello, Carol," and "What's up, George?" Just want to throw that out there. But
okay.
anyway, I mean, again, these. You would, I mean, I'd love to ride one of these things myself. I mean, again,
Right.
think about how convenient that is to have a little e-bike. You can just run through the neighborhood. You want to run down to the store. I mean, why burn up your gas? You can jump in one of your little e-bike and run down there, get what you need to get, and come on back. You know what I'm saying? Ain't cost you nothing. I mean, you ain't polluted no air. Like you said, you down on the beach, whatever. You know what? I got off the bus way down here. Let me ride this bike down to Santa Monica, and I can just leave it right there. And then again, if I, want to go back, guess what? When I come back, I just open up the app again. Okay, where's the closest e-bike to me? I go to that location, tap on it, unlock that bike, and now I can ride back down to Venice. I'm talking about areas out here. So,
Mm-hmm,
uh,
mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
again,
and they could indicate, yeah, with the even with the geolocation, it could be like, okay, look, you're not logged off this bike until you get parked at that geo fence, like they were doing at that one other state in that one county.
right. And
You
then
know?
again, you sitting there getting charged for the e-bike rental all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Because
and a lot
remember,
of people will just get
hmm
on them and ride them. I know they do that down here. There are places where they can put their bikes, but why would a
yeah, the
person
buy rack.
go an extra block to walk back a block when you can just sit it on the side of the building where you're at, regardless of where the place is to drop it?
Well,
I mean,
again,
there's other street
we
furniture
need
too.
we need something to discourage them from doing that. Like Pedro
I
said right
agree.
now, leave it. Okay, if you don't park it where it's supposed to be, I don't know. Again, you're being charged until and then when you go to rent another bike, that's when you're gonna realize, oh damn, I didn't check out the other. No, you thought you checked out of the other bike, but
Hmm.
because you didn't park it where
Right.
you wrong, you're being charged for that bike all day long, or
Yeah, and
however.
I
they need to
agree.
look. They need to take a picture, and it
That's
has
in
to
the
give that
that
location as well.
it
Like
was
a
in the
double safety.
that
But
that was in the article that
Yeah,
they had
yes,
and they're
I
not
know.
required
doing
them
it.
to do that, but they're not doing it. You know what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying? That's the whole thing. I mean, these
Mhm,
geo fences. I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, but again, that's not going to stop
mhm,
them from, in metropolitan areas or wherever. They're not going to put them where they're supposed to be, because you can't put a geo fence up to keep it. What are you going to do? You can put it up to keep them from getting up on the sidewalk with it, but now you got your stuff out in the middle of the street. I mean,
But then and trying to locate the individual is not going to be always that easy. Some people don't have their own personal debit card or credit card that they use for renting things or paying for parking or whatever. They have a different card that doesn't have their information. So how are they going to catch them if they don't have anything that's stating it's them, you know?
Well, I don't know what's
yeah,
the process of signing up. Some of these places, you need to show ID, like some of these stuff, like when you rent little stuff like that.
But for a bicycle though, Pedro, a
Hey,
scooter,
what about you rent it and you damage it? They have to have a way to contact that person that used it. And
okay.
if you're incentivizing, you don't have a protection that protects against fake names and fake identity. How are you going to retrieve your investment? And then think about it. The people that invested in the company, I'm like, we have to have some type of secure thing for our product.
I just
and
don't
just
see them making
and
that much money to even have that kind of stuff going on.
They're like
yeah,
five,
they're
six, $700.
making millions of dollars off of these e-bikes, baby.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's big
Yes,
business. It's
it's big
popular.
business. It's
Okay.
big business. Okay,
Okay.
so I mean, again, it's not right what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these stuff.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be walking down the sidewalk and have to, like you say, it's an obstacle course. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
yes.
Right.
And
Of
And
course.
Carol, also, like, I don't know if y'all don't know if Uber rolled out this rental car thing, and most likely you have to upload a copy of your ID before they come drop you off a car with a key.
Oh wow.
You know,
Well, yeah,
so
something like that.
well, the same thing that
hmm
my daughter was telling me when she was up in Oregon, and I heard that they got it in LA as well. They call it a zip car. Okay, where basically it's almost the same thing, but it's the same thing as these bicycles, but it's a car.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Well, see, I
but
didn't do my research on the bicycles. I had no clue that they were making that type of cheddar. So
Well, even with the cars, again, they got to park them in a proper place. They can't just leave them out in the middle of the street, right? So again, they got these things in place for the cars. Why? The cars are much more expensive. Like you say, the bikes ain't all that expensive. So again, if they get damaged or trashed or whatever, they probably done already made their money 5 times on what the bike costs, right? Already. So it ain't no big thing to them, you know.
Yeah. And they're like $600 to $1,000, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to ask Tisha.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap.
Well, I know. I don't. Again, Tisha's son has one, so I don't know. I'd have to ask her what it costs. But I call my daughter. I know my daughter bought one to go back and forth to work on. So
yeah, but I'm saying, look, you're gonna have to like get one with the GPS and all this other stuff that these companies put on these stuff, so that really
be able to track it.
Not only that, let's go here, Carol. Just like, you know, again, they can track that bike. They can track that phone that activated that bike.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay,
I didn't thought about that one. That's true.
That's true.
Look at that. Look at that. Dang.
Okay.
He's learning.
So anyway, folks, it's the end of the day. It's the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I hope everybody has a very, very enjoyable weekend. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with somebody you care about and want to be around. You know, if not, you know, make some sunshine the best way you can for yourself. You know, on the other side of it, don't forget to come out to the movie night tonight. Sinners, man. Again, I haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to it. And then always at the closing, please like, subscribe, share, follow. You know what I'm saying? Comment, all that good stuff. It really, really does help this get out to more and more people. So we appreciate y'all for coming in, whether you're watching us live or you're checking us out a little bit later on when you have time to look at it. So we really, really do appreciate it. So again, everybody have a great weekend. Pedro, Carol, I thank you very, very much. You know, for appreciate doing this with me on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't easy, but you know, I appreciate y'all. I just want y'all to know that. So anyway, everyone have a great weekend, and we will see you on the next one Monday morning. Have a great weekend.